do you guys think?
Why not the client object model for JavaScript?
It's that simple?
Well, I'm not saying it's simple, but the new, well, this is, okay, I am referring to SharePoint 2010, but they are REST-based web services, but you can also use a client object model I know you can use it for .NET, for JavaScript, for Silverlight, and you can, from a web client, for example, definitely interact with SharePoint and retrieve list items, documents, store list items and documents. That's the one I'd be looking for.
Great. Any other suggestions?
I don't know about using that. Yeah, I guess it would work fine in any browser, right?
Well, we not just use a regular SharePoint Web Services. I'm assuming the person who's doing this would have permissions to the SharePoint site. So, in some ways you need permissions, right? So wouldn't the native SharePoint Web Service provide better support as a client versus a client object model? Just trying to understand what the benefits would be. And they're both REST APIs, right? But my assumption here is that if this person is trying to do this against a specific site collection, they have access permission to a site collection. So would it be better to use the client object model APIs versus the actual regular SharePoint Web Services for a list to upload and download?
Well, I guess both are options, but given a preference, someone who's I'll assume they're more comfortable with using JavaScript, for example, and they might want to have a look at that. But I mean, I think either one could do. Hook up to the web service and use it, or
right.
Which would be the list start.
And I don't know the final answer. I'm trying to understand what would be better. That's all. I would just think that the SharePoint Web Services would be much more richer compared to the client object model access in terms of what it can do. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, maybe I'm wrong. Both are possible.
Okay.
Guys, this is Paul. I just think one of the benefits of using the client object model is that you get a true an API, and so the actual coding can be a little bit easier than when you use web services and have to create your own envelopes and those kind of calls. So I think it can be just a little bit friendlier to write that code.
Thank you for listening to a highlighted segment of SharePoint ShopTalk. Join us live and ask your own questions every Thursday, 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. You may also join our group on LinkedIn at SharePoint ShopTalk. That's our group name. And we hope that you can join us. We look forward to the continued sharing of SharePoint knowledge.